am pushing record, and then I'm going to share my screen. I always love this because Della sends me one thing, and then I know when she sees it, it's like, because I like to play with the pretty graphics.
And I don't do graphics. I send literally white background with words on it.
Right. And I'm fine with that because I have a really good time with it, with just putting it all together and making it real pretty. So here's May. So I love that too, the quote you found, the month of May is the gateway to summer. It really is, I would say that because my birthday is in March, that March is my favorite month just because, I'm a gardener. And if you walk out, you start to see the little sprouts. But May has got to be my second favorite month because it's like, you see it, you can taste it, and the summer is here and it's just a matter of time. So let me. All right. So, whoa, just hold on here. There we go. I was trying to get, because I have the bar here is in my way. So I was trying to move stuff, but yeah. Okay, so can you see it? There you go.
Yes.
All right. So you want to go here, Della?
Yes. So May healing space. May, more than any other month of the year, wants us to feel alive. Fennel Hudson, just like Linda said, it's like everything's sprouting, everything's coming alive. You can smell it in the air. It's like I have strawberries that I planted last year and we didn't get any. And this year I've gone out and I see the buds, the little teeny one buds. It's like I am so excited. So yes, May, alive.
How fun.
So May is named for the Roman goddess Maya, the goddess of spring, who oversaw the growth of plants. Yay. And I don't know if you've heard of a Maying, the tradition. It's a tradition where children bring wildflowers to various homes and leave them anonymously as if a fairy has come to visit.
Oh my gosh. When I was a kid on May Day, May 1st, and I was talking to Barry about this on May 1st. When we were kids, we used to take bouquets of wildflowers and we would go put them on all the elderly people houses in our neighborhood, and we would knock on the door and we would run away so they wouldn't see who it is. And we always said it was May Day. That's what we're supposed to do. I've never heard that it was connected to fairies. Like that's really, and I've never heard of a Maying tradition. When I saw that, I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh my gosh, Linda.
But yeah, we used to do that all the time. And I was talking to Barry about it. Barry's a northerner and I'm a southerner. I'm like, well, is that just a southern thing? That like, do they do that in South Carolina, Cynthia? Did you see any of that?
I don't know, but growing up, we used to dance around the maypole in school on May 1st and put the little crown on our head with flowers and the ribbons coming off the maypole and dance around it. But they've been speaking about a Maying down here. But they did mention the maypole.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
the May Day.
Vaguely remember like maybe not nursery rhyme, but something that was like going a Maying. So that's why it's I mean, not that I did it. I mean, I never went and got wildflowers and put them anywhere, but I definitely remember that phrase, a Maying. So
cool. I feel bad for kids nowadays because there's stuff like this. It was so much fun, and nowadays, I mean, I don't know that my children. I'm trying to think if I ever let them do it. It was a different world by the time our kids came in. Like, don't go to strangers' house.
Exactly.
Like all that.
So. Be careful.
Exactly. Yeah.
So May is Mental Health Awareness and Women's Health Care Month. And as Cynthia mentioned, dancing the maypole, which is the whole the pole with the flowers and the ribbons, and you're dancing around. And you put the ribbons all around, and you're like weaving in and out under each other to wrap the ribbon around the maypole. So, but you'd heard of that, Linda?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a legend that goes with it. We'll talk a little bit about that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
May symbolizes the renewal and joy. It's a time for the return of happiness, love, wisdom, and intuition. It is known as a month of transition, a time of change, which we were saying earlier about the growth, things growing, being alive, you know, flowers blooming. And of course, May the 4th be with you. How can we forget that?
There's two things now with the whole May the 4th be with you. And in April, you keep seeing pictures of Justin Timberlake, who was in NSYNC, who had the song, It's Gotta Be May. It's like, and it's like the big joke. You just start to see it. So yeah, May the 4th be with you. So, all right, time to pick your picture. So which picture is drawing you right now? So take a good look at each of the pictures, and then in the chat, put down which one is speaking to you. They're a little different this month for sure. All right, so Cynthia says the pink flowers because she's an earth sign. Della saying the bird. We have Leslie and Jeanette. Do you want to pick a picture, Barry?
I was going with the bluebird.
The bluebird.
And
Well, that's a big surprise.
Did he say the bluebird and the hammock?
He said that, yes, he said the hammock. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Those were my two also, I have to say.
Thank you, Della.
Yeah, Leslie knows the hammock. Yes, it is enticing for sure.
Yes, it is.
And what about you, Jeanette? Are you on yet? Can you hear us?
I'm here. Do you hear me?
Yes, I can. Which picture is drawing you?
I'm going between the blue face and the purple flowers. I'll say the purple flowers because I've been reading the purple now, right?
It's okay to pick two. That's all right.
Okay, I like the flowers and to some extent the bird, but it's that blue sky kind of. And I like the peaches too. And the other two are fine, but
so it's whatever drew you first, but you're allowed to have the secondary one as well. So
the peaches drew me first.
yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go and find out what it means. So if the azaleas, the pink flowers were drawing you, it says you are hardy and resilient. You are willing to just wantonly bloom without much care or many needs. And your message is to just bloom away. So the next one is the maypole, which I'm kind of surprised that nobody chose that. And I will say, I know Leslie has actually danced the maypole before as an adult, right, Leslie?
Last year.
Yeah, like actually did a maypole. That's the coolest
The
thing.
actual dance, the traditional dance.
Yeah,
and the song. There's a song.
Very cool. So since nobody picked it, but we'll still see, people that have picked the maypole are seeking connection. They're looking for a special person to dance with. And the message is dance with yourself first, and that will bring you what you seek. So the peaches, we're gonna say that's Leslie's. Says the time is ripe and what you receive is very sweet. Don't wait to act lest you lose the opportunity for freshness. The bluebird, which I have to say I would have picked also, and so that's Cynthia's, right? Uh, happiness, oh no, it's Della's, sorry. Happiness is your divine right and destiny. Even in the darkest of times, the bluebird still sings. Be like a bluebird and find your joy.
Yeah.
Great message for you.
Yeah.
And so the hammock, we're going to say the hammock's berries. So only because I like the message of this. Wait, you know it. You need a vacation. Stop making excuses and do it. And do what you want, not what is practical or what others want. Do it. And then the blue people, which we're going to say is Jeanette's, says this duality is not working for you. Take off the mask and be who you are, not who you think you should be. It's funny, Jeanette, because we've been talking about this for a couple of months.
Yes.
You, not another actor. The world needs you. So I thought that was pretty perfect for you. Coming out of the closet here.
So Linda, the dancing of the maypole. I also found something that said that it's like the god and goddesses unite with humankind in a spiral of life's journey.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's funny because you think of the maypole, and the picture that I found was all about little girls dancing the
Right.
maypole. But the maypole is actually more of a sign of fertility and the bringing together of the male and the female energies. So, it's cute because it looks so innocent, but it's really got so much lore to it, if you go back into what it really signifies. So, you want to go through these, Stella?
Sure. So May is the bridge between spring and summer, which we can definitely tell it's definitely starting to get warmer. And as it says, the warmer weather signals time for spring cleaning. I don't know how much of us enjoy that. That's someone else. Like, I don't know how many of us really enjoy that, but hey, it's that time. The spirit animal for May is the bluebird, which Linda has a picture of. The flower is the lily of the valley. The May moon is the flower moon. The color for this month is peach. The gemstone is the emerald, and the Celtic moon is hawthorn.
So the bluebird, I have to tell you this. Like we were telling Cynthia in the beginning here. So Della puts together part of the PowerPoint, and then she sends it to me, and I put the other part of it together. And I am always so blown away with the spirit animal of the month. So most of you know, we were in Charlotte for the last month. And I have never, well, let's not say never. There's only been 2 times in my whole life that I've ever seen a bluebird. And I mean, I'm 63 years old, 2 times I've never seen a bluebird. So one, we were driving down the road in Virginia, and one came down. And then the other time was I had a mentor who was very, very close to me, and she passed, and I was very sad. And I was sitting with a singing bowl on a porch, and I was singing of her, and I was kind of just sad. And all of a sudden, a bluebird just came right up into my face. And I realized that right before she passed, she had given me a gift of a little bluebird statue. So every time I see a bluebird, I think of Carol, but I've never seen another one. So that was like 15 years ago. So we were at this is a long story and I apologize, you can tune me out, but we were at my daughter's house, and before she went into labor, she and I were sitting outside. She's 8, 9 months pregnant. We're sitting outside and we're trying to relax in the sunshine. and she has two dogs. One is a pit bull who is very, very sweet unless there's other dogs. And the other one is just a big old mutt. You know, they're both kind of mutts, but so they live in a new development and they just got a new fence. And the people behind them have a little tiny white dog. And so as we're sitting out there, this little tiny white dog comes to the gate and tries to get underneath the gate with the pit bull outside. So, and she's very pregnant and not able to really move all that much. So I jump up and head to the gate and kind of try to shush the dog away. Well, her dogs see this dog and no lie, went straight through the fence. Through the fence. I mean, just whoosh, right through. The pit bull grabs this little white dog. And I mean, we're just freaking out. We're trying to get out to try to save the dog. My daughter, like I said, she's 9 months pregnant, due any day. I grab both the dogs, but the pit has the white dog in its mouth. And I swear, we both thought the dog was dead. My daughter goes and puts her, you know how pits are, they have that locking jaw, you know, like so it's almost impossible to get them to let go of something. She takes her fist and put it in the dog's mouth and she falls down pregnant, right? And but she finally gets the dog to release. The white dog is laying there on the ground. The owner is standing there, and I'm holding two huge dogs. And I'm like, get your dog. And we thought he was dead. So all this happens. The next day she gets up, she's got all this pain. The doctor tells her to come in. While she's getting ready to go, her water breaks. And we're like, so wait a minute. So we're worried. And she's got pain. We're like, oh my God, this is, you know, what's going to happen. And what do we see on the fence?
Bluebird.
A bluebird. And we both looked at each other and went, it's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. So the little dog lived. The little dog only had like little puncture wounds. The people did not sue my daughter, she was worried they were going to take her dog away from her. And she has a healthy, beautiful baby boy. So, but when I saw the PowerPoint, I thought, of course it's a bluebird, of course. And the whole time we were there, the bluebirds just kept coming back. Like I was teaching a class and I looked outside, I'm like, is that a bluebird? And it came over and landed like right on the sill and said, yes, I'm a bluebird. So we saw them over and over again. So yes, bluebird.
That is hilarious, Linda.
I know, isn't it crazy?
Because Linda and I did not discuss what the spirit animal of the month is. That's
Right.
I send it to Linda, so she has no idea at all. We don't talk about it.
Right.
I've never seen one before, ever,
Right, and they're so
as far as I know.
they're so rare. And I mean, we were seeing them the whole time we were there. And, you know, we were very, almost just sort of weepy about it. Like, wow. I mean, if you ever need a confirmation, but it's kind of like, was it December, Della, that it was owl? And we kept seeing owls everywhere we went. Like, it's just amazing. So keep your eyes open because bluebirds are out there right now. Bluebirds represent happiness and joy. They are, they're sacred. They're in Christianity. They're supposed to be like angels in disguise. They're bringing you a message, and the message is always that everything is going to be okay. Chinese saw the bird as immortal, a protector, a symbol of the sun. They're good luck. If you see a bluebird, that's all about good luck. They also represent the inner child, which I love this, the inner child that lived within my daughter. They remind us that even though the world can be an awful place, you should never lose your innocence or your kindness because they're traits that make us better. They will help keep the negative energies at bay. with their upbeat spirits. And, you know, as I'm doing this research on the bluebird, I'm thinking, my goodness, I couldn't make this up. I mean, you know, that whole thing could have turned out so bad. That dog could have died. You know, they could have lost their dog. They, you know, there could have been a huge lawsuit with it. It was all a really bad situation. The good news is the people are putting their dog on a leash now, thank God. You know, like, put your dog on a leash. Like, don't let it. Anyway, so there you go. That's my story. And thank you for indulging me.
Yeah, that's a good story.
Thank you. Thank you. All right.
All right. So aromatherapy. Oh, I see a little mistake I made. But anyway, so aromatherapy for May. Again, we always recommend the room spray and the diffuser. And blends that we're looking at are for May because flowers are blooming and everything. And again, the whole thing that we mentioned before, spring cleaning and also harmony. So for May flowers, our scents are all about those florals, chamomile, lavender, geranium. For the spring cleaning, it's those scents that help make everything smell fresh and clean. So the chamomile, lime, lemon, and rosemary. And also we want to have some harmony, and that's the lavender, ylang ylang, and the grapefruit.
Yeah. And I can imagine that rosemary, lemon, and lime has got to be so purifying.
Yes.
Like, yeah, very cool. So this is Della's new thing. So she's going to teach us some breathing.
Yes. So I know last month we were looking at you know, the self-care and things. So this month I decided, okay, well, let's focus on one specific type of self-care. And this month I chose the breathing. So it's 5 different ones here, and I'll just quickly go through each one. And I'm sure most of them you're probably very aware of already, but the alternate nose breathing, and that is just you hold like usually your thumb and you close off one nostril, and you can rest your other fingers other than your pinky, you know, on your forehead, and you inhale through the open nostril, and I just for a start exhale, then close that side off with your pinky. Oh, I just heard myself. And then breathe in and out on that side. You breathe in on the open, close it, breathe out, breathe in, close it off, breathe out, breathe in. So that's the alternate nostril breathing. And again, you can try any of these and try them all and see which ones work best for you. So the diaphragmic breathing is you put one hand on your chest and one hand on your abdomen, and you inhale and you feel your abdomen expand. You hold your breath for a few seconds, and then you exhale through your mouth as you feel all the air coming out of your abdomen. And then you breathe in, pressing that hand out again through your nose, and exhale out through your mouth. The 4, 7, 8 breathing is that you're going to inhale for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 7, and exhale to a count of 8. And that one is really, really relaxing. So inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and exhale to a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, box breathing is similar, except it's just everything is to a count of 4. You inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold for a count of 4. So let's try that one. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4. And the pursed lip breathing, for this one, you breathe in through your nose for a count of 2. As your belly gets larger, you pucker your lips as if you were going to be blowing out a candle. And then you exhale through your lips. So let's try that one. Breathe in through your nose, hold for a second, and then purse your lips together and breathe out. All right. So, try each one, see which one feels more natural or feels better, or at different times, you may want to try different ones depending on what's going on. But see which ones work for you. For me, I like the 2 that I like the best are the 4-7-8 and the 4-4-4-4.
So the alternate nostril breathing is really, really good if you have any sinus issues going on. So like if you come to my yoga classes in the spring, I almost always will start the alternate nostril breathing, but it's also really good to balance the right and left brain. So if you find yourself like being too logical and not having any creativity, then you would do that back and forth. The left nostril represents logic, the right is creativity. So you can just simply hold the left side if you need to bring in some creativity. And then if you're too creative, you're too woo-woo, and you're too spacey, then you need to bring in the left. So you will start to breathe just in through it. But I like to do the balance. I was really excited that you did this, Stella. I think this is a great idea. And I have forgotten about the 4-7-8 and the 4-4-4. Like that really just brings you into a really peaceful place.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So try it. Just put.
If I could say something real quick, I actually do these these breathing techniques in my class with seniors.
Oh.
Especially the alternate and then the diaphragm, because we have so much stagnant air down because we don't necessarily deep breathe.
Right.
And that found that with the diaphragm breathing, it actually helps to circulate the air in the lungs, especially with seniors. So I just kind of throw that one out there.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Absolutely. We call it also Ujjayi breath,
Mm.
breathing in 3 parts, and it really is so good for you to calm you down. So, but yeah, I can see where, most people, especially seniors, they're just so shallow.
Yeah.
They're so shallow. So yeah, teaching that is an awesome, awesome thing. Now, sooner or later, we'll get all of you to come to Kundalini and learn how to do the breath fire and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, so the flower of the month is the lily of the valley. And we don't always go into the flower of the month. We sort of mention it, but this is one of my favorites. If you've ever been to my house in the spring, you will see right outside my front door is a whole bunch of lily of the valley. It's so easy to plant. Almost everybody can have it, but it's so important. It is a sign of purity, joy, love, sincerity, happiness, and luck. All of this just from one plant. It's the national flower of Finland. And in France, I'm not going to say the word. Can you say that, honey? La fête du mouillard. Where it says, and in France on 1st May and it's like a festival. Barry took 12 years of French.
Oh,
I
wow.
think it might be La Fête de Muguet.
Yep,
Oh,
that's what it is. La fête du Muguet.
La Fête du Muguet. Nice, Leslie. That's what you give your loved ones on May 1st. So how we were talking about May Day or what the fairies or something like that.
Amazing.
In France, they actually give Lily of the Valley. Lily of the Valley is mentioned 15 times in the Bible, and especially in the Song of Solomon, which is one of my favorite Bible quotes. Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you, that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed by one of these. If you were to continue that verse, it says, so do not worry about what you're going to eat and what you're going to drink and how you're going to live. Be like the lily of the valley and just trust God. They also say, and I didn't know this, they say lily of the valley first bloomed where Eve's tears fell as she left the Garden of Eden. I've never heard that before. It's also Queen Elizabeth's favorite flower. It was in her bouquet. It was also in, is she Princess Kate? Whatever, Kate Middleton's wedding.
Yeah.
They had lily of the valley all the time. But here's what I find interesting. Lily of the valley is completely poisonous. So if you were to eat it, and so I wonder, like, I was sitting there thinking about it, like, what does that mean? And I could not come up with anything. So my charge to you is, what is the symmetry here of this being such a beautiful, significant flower, but it has the dark side? And I feel like that answers the question, right? We all
it.
have.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it is.
My question about that though is, does it grow? Do we see it in Maryland? Is it common in Maryland? I don't know that I've seen it much.
Yeah, go to my house and just look. If you're standing at the front door and you look off to the garden, it's a ground cover, Leslie. And the flowers, like that picture makes it look like much more than it is. I think that the flowers are very small. So unless you know what you're looking for, you may not pay attention to it, because see how broad the leaves are? That's what you see. And only blooms in May. Only in the beginning of May. So the rest of the time, it just looks like big leaves, or almost like hosta.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But in May, the special month of May, you'll see those tiny little flowers come out. They're beautiful. You might have saw some today, Leslie, when you were doing the cleanup. I wonder if
we were on a trail, more woodsy than anything. I don't think we saw any.
Yeah, well, because they like to grow in the shade and they like to grow in forest. So yeah, it's one of those things. And there's another plant that's kind of like a sister plant called Solomon seal. That is also a native wildflower that grows next to lily of the valley. I know I'm giving you way too much information, but yeah, keep your eyes open. You might see some lily of the valley. There you go, Della.
All right. So the color for the month of May is peach. Peach personifies sweetness, just like Linda said in the beginning when she had the picture we were choosing from. Goodwill and joy. It feels comforting. It evokes youthfulness. It represents vitality, enthusiasm, playfulness, and encouragement. It is a symbol of warmth, freshness, and charm. In the Chinese civilization, peach represents immortality. And it also represents the completion of something we have wished for, a dream that we have held, or a goal we have achieved. It's like for happiness in all areas of life and spiritual nourishment. And my shirt.
We used to have our kitchen painted peach. Is our kitchen still peach? Yeah, we used to have our kitchen
No, it's
painted.
green.
Oh, no, it's green now. I haven't been home.
Sage, it's sage, yeah.
Isn't that funny? My bathroom in the basement used to be peach. Now it's blue.
We're forgetting we need sweetness, goodwill, and joy, right? All right. Wear peach this month.
Wear peach.
Wear peach. So the Celtic moon is Hawthorn, and it goes from May 13th to June 9th. So we're not quite there yet. May is the month of fertility. And so the Hawthorn moon is a time to concentrate on your lover and on renewing the intimacy and understanding between you. Now, I knew when I wrote that, people were going to say, well, who's my lover? Where am I supposed to find this lover? And my thought was, well, maybe it's inside of you. Maybe that's what you need to look for. The hawthorn tree, and I've showed it here in these pictures, they carry the three faces of the goddess. So the maiden, the mother, and the crone are the three faces of the goddess. So the maiden is represented with the virginal white flowers that you see in May. So if you're looking around, and yeah, this should be a local tree. It's interesting because I have a plant in my yard very similar to this called pyracanthia. Do you guys know pyracanthia? And I think that it's probably a hybrid of the hawthorn. That's my guess. So in May, you get all these beautiful white flowers, and then as the summer comes towards fall, you get the ripe berries, which represent the mother. And then the crone, which I find offensive, this being a crone, is all about the bare thorns in winter. And so I tried to think about that a little bit, because I embrace fully my croneness. But I thought, yeah, you know what? After a while, you do just say, look, you either get with the program or you don't. And that's what that thorn is all about. Can I get an amen right here?
Amen. Yes, indeed.
So
Yes,
maybe,
indeed.
as we were talking about, they are an enduring symbol of the union of male and female energies. The bindings of the ribbons signifies marriage. And so the reason why you would see young girls dancing the maypole is that they were trying to bring their husband to them. Who knew? I thought it was just a fun little dance.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember, did any of you see Camelot? Guinevere and everybody, they're all having this really glorious fun time dancing around the maypole. Tra-la, it's May, the lusty month of May, the lovely month when everyone goes blissfully astray. I know the rest of the words, but I'll leave those alone for now.
Oh, I so love that. I wish I had remembered that because I would have put the sound bite in there. That's awesome. Yeah. May is lust, you guys. Like, if you're just sitting around doing nothing, you know, we need to think about that. Any partnership that you form now will be lasting. And if your lover gives you May flowers, it is said that he will always be true. What did I say? You don't have a lover? Bring yourself flowers and be true to yourself. There's an ancient belief that hawthorn trees were created from witches who had been transformed into them. So they're extra magical. So if you are trying to manifest something, that would be the place you'd want to go. Go sit at the base of a hawthorn tree and see whatever you want happening. Maybe that lover you're looking for is going to come your way. So I did put in one ritual that you could do, and that's a hawthorn heart meditation. This is all about energizing your heart chakra, opening up to receive love. So if that is something that you're looking for, this is a good time to do this. So all you need to do is get a pink candle. So those of you that are Christian that follow the Advent, maybe you still have a pink candle left from your Advent wreath. But otherwise, I'm pretty sure you probably can find one at Target or something like that. So you're going to light that pink candle. Make sure that you're really relaxed. Dim your lights and play some soothing music. Light the candle and focus your attention on the flame. So now one of the best meditations you can do anyway is just a candle meditation, just allowing yourself to focus on the flame. But as you breathe in, imagine that your heart is being filled with soft pink light. Most people think the heart chakra is green, and it is, but it's green until you have actualized the heart chakra. Now, how do we actualize the heart chakra? We love ourselves. We forgive ourselves. We forgive others. Then it turns pink. And so that's what we want to focus on. We're bringing in that pink. I would say, because you know I'm a crystal holic, I would grab a rose quartz to also kind of, bring that into you. Keep breathing in the pink light until it begins to fade, and then slowly bring yourself back into the awareness of the room. Give thanks for you. So when we go into the Hawthorn moon, which is May 13th coming up, I believe that's next Monday, start doing this meditation. Give yourself 5 minutes. Surely you can spare 5 minutes a day. Go out this weekend, buy your pink candle, set a timer. I'm going to do this every day at X time. Breathe in this pink. And then tell me when we get to the other end of the Hawthorn moon whether you have found your lover or not.
Where do we find the hawthorn?
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing.
Exactly.
So here's what I would say, because you know me, I'm a big improviser. I would just find me some white flowers or some pink flowers. If you were drawn to the pink flowers in the beginning, I know the azaleas are blooming like crazy
Oh,
everywhere.
they already bloomed. I have encore azaleas. They already bloomed. I went out this morning to spray them to ward off the Japanese beetles. So I
You're
sprayed them with some neem max.
you're already done. Your azaleas are we done too?
No,
No, we
they come back. They bloom about 3 or 4 times a year. The encore azaleas, not a regular azalea.
oh
Yeah.
nice.
And the
Wow.
flowers are pink. They're light pink and then a mixture of dark and light pink.
Well, there you go. I would
I've
just
got a
use that.
treat.
I
Yeah,
would
but they
use
already bloomed. So I got to wait a couple of months for them to bloom again.
I'll just find something else. From May 13th, June 9th, buy some white or pink flowers and put them around a pink candle because it's the intention. Those of you that are Reiki healers that train with me, which is every one of you, it's about intention. So May 13th to June 9th, I expect to hear from you at June Healing Space how this worked for you. I'm going to try it too. I am. But I'll be in Bowie. Things kind of go wacko when I'm there. So anyway, there you go.
All right. The gemstone for this month is, of course, the emerald. And emeralds, that is so pretty. That picture you have there, Linda. The emerald symbolizes joy, intelligence, and healing. It represents truth and love. In ancient Greece and Rome, the emerald was said to be the gemstone of the goddess Venus, the purveyor of love and hope. The Egyptians believed that the emerald was a source of eternal life. It is a stone of intuition, it's life affirming, and it opens the heart chakra. As Linda was saying before, it's the green, it's part of the heart chakra, even though pink is the actualized heart. It provides inspiration, balance, wisdom, and patience. It promotes friendship, peace, harmony, and domestic bliss. And emeralds can improve concentration and raise awareness. And it also helps with the giving and receiving of unconditional love and promotes honesty and loyalty. Now, I don't know if how easy it is to really come by emerald. I mean, not real emerald, especially because I know that's got to be quite expensive. But yeah, and I don't own any.
So that's why I put this picture here because we actually do have emerald. We sell emerald. But most people, when they think of emerald, they think of this top part. I don't know if I can get my cursor to show you.
Yes.
And the jeweler takes this part and tumbles it and shines it, and that's why it gets real expensive. But if you look down here, this is what emerald actually looks like in the wild. And so, like I said, we have emerald. I particularly love emerald because it's Barry's birthstone.
Yeah.
I've
Michaela
always,
too.
yeah, I've always wanted an emerald ring You know, like an emerald, because mine is aquamarine. So I thought an emerald and an aquamarine would be really a pretty ring to have those two. But emerald, like you said, is very expensive. And it's
Yeah.
hard, you know, like
Yeah.
it's just not a common stone. But yeah, we have emerald. They just look kind of dank. You know, you're all like, oh, well, that's a dank looking stone. But it has the same
Quality.
what, you know, what is the word I'm looking for here?
Qualities.
Uh, qualities as the fancy schmancy one. Aquamarine is the same way. Like if you see raw aquamarine, it's just kind of like, ugh. And then you see the polished version and it's beautiful. So don't look a gift horse in the mouth, I guess, right? All right. So the angel of the month is Ambriel. Ambriel, who is the communicator. So one of the things, this is a new feature for us. We started last month with the angel of the month. Maybe you didn't know that every single week has a different angel. So whenever you were born, and say you were born May 20th, like Barry, his angel is going to be different than what the overall angel of the month is. His angel is something like
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah. Say that name.
But the angel for the month of May is Ambriel. He is Prince, or they, excuse me, it's not a he or a she. It's most angels are not gender specific. We call them they. So they is Prince or Princess of the Order of Thrones and the ruling angel of May. Particularly looks after those who are Gemini. Anybody Gemini here? Yeah. But he can be invoked for any matters involving communication. So if you know anything about Gemini, Mercury is Gemini's ruling planet, and Mercury is all about communication. That's why when we go into a Mercury retrograde, your computers break because it makes communication hard. So Ambriel has long blonde hair and wears a jacket of rose red, and that's his color, or their color, rose red, with a silver belt. They assist people who are seeking new jobs or searching for more opportunities and responsibilities. So if that's something you're looking for, call upon Ambriel. He inspires clear communication and is also considered to be an angel of general protection. So not a specific like your house or your car or something like that. It's general. He surrounds you with protection. And I'm just going to use the word he because I'm old, and the whole they thing, I'm working on it. I truly am, but it's easier to say he or she for me. Ambriel guides people towards inner peace and truth by warding off evil. So if you feel like you have evil around you, Ambriel is somebody you're going to want to call on. Ambriel also teaches us to say no to people in life, to draw boundaries. Sometimes we'll come up with some crazy ideas. I'm raising my hand because that would be me. And we get excited about those ideas. Ambriel will help brighten up life in general and make you not take things that seriously. Remember, in life, it is hard to be all things to everyone. So those crazy ideas, Ambriel is going to help you zero in. So you're not scattering yourself all over the place. So I've never heard of Ambriel. I was very excited to get to know this angel. They say a lot of times you will see Ambriel if you saw like a picture of him, her, it. The hands will be reaching out to ward off the evil. So here is a way to connect to Ambria. You would just say this prayer. So if any of that spoke to you and you thought, oh, well, this is the angel I need to call into my life, this would be a good way to ask. And of course, you could change it to your specific needs. But this is something saying, all right, I really surrender to the healing energy of the angels, and allowing them to come through me. And you, as you know, you'll get a copy of that, so you'll be able to call upon Ambria.
All right, the mudras for this month. We have one, the heart for the heart chakra, the Ganesha mudra. So you have your left hand at your heart center, palm out. Thumb is pointed down. I don't know if you can see me. And then your right hand in front of the left, thumb pointed up, palm in, and they just grab each other. You just kind of bring them together, and you hold it at heart center. And the other mudra is a healing awareness. It's the Chinmaya mudra. And you just want to touch your index finger and thumb and curl the remaining fingers towards your palm, both hands, and then it just rests on your knees.
So take a moment and just pick one of those mudras. And let's take a few moments to just simply sit with the mudra, either one that kind of spoke to you a little bit more. Woo, that was some neat energy. Did you guys feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Like my hands just started tingling like crazy. I picked the heart chakra. How many picked heart chakra? You can just raise your hand. Yeah, you did, Leslie. You picked the healing awareness, Cynthia.
That's the one I did too.
You did the healing awareness too. Cool. All right, so we have a nice little meditation for you guys. So you may choose, if you want, to sit with one of those mudras.
Yep.
You might decide you meditate a whole lot better if you can lay down, or if you can put your feet up, or something like that. So take a few moments here to really get yourself into a comfortable position. And I am going to mute myself. And Della is going to lead us through a beautiful meditation.
Yes. So today's meditation is something. Today's meditation is about a mental spring cleaning. Since we're talking about, the month of May and being alive and the spring cleaning and all of that, I thought let's do something that'll help us do a little mental spring cleaning. And it's about noticing your mental busyness and being able to shift to a calmer, more grounded place. So as Linda said, just take a few minutes and find a quiet space. Try to make sure you don't have anything that's going to ring or ding. You can lay down, you can sit up, lift up your feet, whatever it is that you choose to do. We're just going to take a few minutes and invite in some stillness. And just settle in. If you choose to, close your eyes. If you don't want to close your eyes, just find a focal point and soften your gaze. Now just imagine that there's a string attached to the crown of your head and pulling you so that your posture is alert, so that your spine is straight. And that's whether you're sitting or if you're laying down. You can also have a soft, relaxed front and just feel the gentle pull of gravity holding you. Gently relax your face. Soften your throat. Remember, there's nothing more to do or fix right now. Give yourself permission to drop any doing and just for now, be. Feel your shoulders soften. Allow your arms and hands to rest in an easy, effortless way. Soften your belly. And as your body begins to relax, turn toward your breath. As if your breath is an old friend in a crowd. And you gravitate toward this friend. Gravitate toward the breath, the soft, natural breath. Your breath knows exactly how you breathe. There's no need to control anything right now. Just notice it. Notice the inhale, how it naturally fills your body. Notice the pause after the inhale transitions into an exhale. Then follow the journey of the exhale, feeling that pause at the end as the exhale shifts back to an inhale. Stay with this breathing for a moment. The inhale, noticing the pause as it transitions into an exhale. And then the exhale, feeling the pause as it transitions back into an inhale. Even though the body is still, the mind may be very active. It may even feel like the mind is in motion. When you notice that your attention has drifted away from the breath, and this can be from any distraction, any thought, idea, even body sensations or sounds. Anytime you notice that you're pulled away from your breath, simply pause. That's a magic moment. Notice that, but then return back to the breath. That friend that's waiting for you. If you like, you can imagine that you're sitting in the center of an empty room. You are calm in this space. You are grounded and at ease in the center of this space. Anytime the mind wanders off, imagine the thought as a little cloud of dust on the edge of the room. You can see it there, but it's separate from you. You can inhale as you notice, breathing in, awakening to the noticing that it's there. But on the transition to the exhale, choosing to just let it be and returning to the soothing home base of your natural breath. Continue to follow the breath in this way. The gentle waves of the inhale and the exhale. As you imagine yourself in the center of the open room, when the mind gets pulled by any thoughts tempting you to engage them, use the exhale to notice what's happening, to awaken what's here. And on the exhale, just let it be. You may even mentally whisper, let it be. Let it be. Use the inhale to wake up to the noticing and the exhale to let it be. Your exhale is like a friend holding your hand, turning you back to the home base of your breath. The gentle breathing of the inhale and the exhale. Take a moment to thank yourself for setting aside this time to nourish yourself in this special way. Now inhale just a little deeper and slower, and have that soothing exhale. Noticing your body, where it's touching the surface beneath you, whether lying or sitting. Tuning into the touch of the clothing on your skin, any textures, warmth. Noticing any sounds in the distance. And while focusing on your breathing, the inhale and the exhale, see if any of the May affirmations connect with you. I am made of love. I am loved and worthy. I have compassion for all. Divine peace and harmony dwell within me. I am deeply connected to the good in the universe. My mind, body, and soul are in harmony. I am in harmony with the universe. I invite you now to begin making small movements with your body. Maybe wiggling your fingers or wiggling your toes. Maybe doing a little stretch. Maybe gently blinking your eyes open. And as you do, take a moment to thank yourself for taking this time for yourself.
It was
Everybody else?
lovely. So anybody have any final thoughts or questions or anything came to you while you were meditating? You guys are blissed out. Della, you did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I went from sort of jagged to like zonking.
Good.
Clearing out the
That's
mind.
what it's all about, right?
Right. Clearing the mind to open up that space.
Yeah.
Spring cleaning the mind.
You know, the energy is super intense, and we just had a new moon yesterday, which is all about new beginnings. And so I think it's a good time to practice some of these things. Go look for a bluebird or a lily of the valley. And if you can't find them, look it up and just print out a picture if you have a printer, and see what that brings for you. I'd like to be able to tell you what the date is of the next healing space, but Della and I were both talking before we got on about woohoo. I'm hoping it's going to be on a Wednesday night because that does seem to be a better time for a lot of people, but we will keep you posted. We are going to have spirit space 2 weeks, I think, and it'll be on a Wednesday night also, where we're going to be reading tarot, and yeah, everybody will get a reading and do a little bit of psychic work. So hopefully we'll see you then, and you'll get an invite to it. So Della, my love to you always. I hope to see you next week. I'm going to be in Maryland for the next week. And Johnette, I will get back to you. The time that you chose was taken, so I'll have to give you some alternates. But I always feel like when I come to Maryland, I'm playing a chess game. So, oh, well, let's move this person here and that person there, and so I do. I tend to take my regulars that I see every single week and go, oh, well, I'll put you here and there, and then fit in the other people. So I'll let you know. I'll see if we can work out.
Okay, no
So,
problem.
all right. Thanks for understanding. All right, guys, we'll see you. If I don't see you in 2 weeks or I don't see you next week, then we'll see you at Healing Space next month for June. Thanks for coming.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Bye,
Thank you
everybody.
so much,
Thanks.
both of you.
You're
And
welcome.
both of you.
Yes.
All of us.
Both of you.
Our
Yeah.
pleasure. See you.
Good night.